Hello and welcome back, fellow Helldivers. Today we're going to be going over the game so those who are just entering into the Helldivers world can understand things easier than compilating from a whole bunch of different YouTube videos on how Helldivers works. So we're going to go over difficulty first. Difficulty is broken up into 3 different categories, but they are 9 different difficulties in total. So you have the trivial, the easy, and the medium, and this is what I want to call the easy category. So you're going to start off with a low ad density. This is anywhere between warriors, so we're talking about little automatons with the swords and the guns and some rockets, to some of the terminoids that have maybe a brood mother. You may be unfortunate to bump into a charger on a boss mission, like eliminate the charger, eliminate the brood queen or the brood commander. Now the next level is challenging, hard, and extreme. This is what I want to call the medium category. This is your average amount of playstyle where you are going to regularly bump into chargers, you are going to bump into hulks, you're going to end up bumping into the bigger enemies that will take a little bit more strategy, a little bit more teamwork and cohesion with your team. Or if you are a solo player, then you're going to want to save your bigger stratagems for those types of enemies. Now we get into the hard category of Suicide Mission, Impossible, and Helldive. This is where the ad density is cranked up to the max and the elite enemies become regular enemies that you see, well, regularly. That is 4, 5, 6 chargers, 7 chargers at a time, to where you'll bump into 1, 2, 10, or 20 Bile Titans. You will see an excessive amount of larger bug holes, and you will see an excessive amount of robotics dropped and bot drops when you are on these missions. Now tackling each one of these individual missions, they become more focused on the key parts of the main objectives versus the go around and have fun type of deal. You're in here to complete a mission, get in and get out. Anything below the hard difficulty is more fun, more starting to learn how to play the game and get yourself familiar with the enemy types and how you want to play the game. Now stratagems are a key part of a Helldivers kit. The stratagems come in many different categories, but some of the more basic ones as the game evolves. So we do have support items for stratagems. We do have orbitable, right? I think that, or whatever. You have orbital cannons, right? So stuff that comes directly down from your ship. And then you have eagle call-ins. The eagle call-ins are going to come in a lot faster than the orbital ones, and they are going to be more usable but less effective sometimes, if you want to call it that way. In the right hands, everything here is viable. I can't say anything negative about any of the stratagems. They all have a purpose, they all have a place, no matter what your playstyle is, no matter who you're playing with. Everybody's preference on the way stratagems work is all preference in the end, because nothing here has a not use in the game. So if you like it and you use it, it is good. Don't let nobody else tell you anything different than that. I've seen a variety of different play styles. I've tested out with many different things. All the stratagems here are good. I haven't seen one here yet that's like, why is this here in the game? Now, if you have varied opinions on that, leave that in the comment section below and we will have a discussion. Now, you do also have these other ones closer to the end. They were called the sentry turrets, so the green ones, and they're, in my opinion, a little bit more difficult to play with because a lot more people go in with a support weapon, a eagle strike or orbital, and they kind of just use that. They kind of stay away from the sentry stuff unless it's a defense mission or an eradicate mission. So they get used less in main missions. But again, later on I will have videos coming out that have sentry builds, support builds, orbital builds, eagle builds. It just takes me a little while longer to get this stuff out here, as I am a solo YouTube creator and I do have a full-time job. So bear with me, guys, and if you've watched so far along in the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But again, stratagems are a key part of a team's cohesion. Now, your stratagems, your sentries, your support weapons, everything can hit your teammates too. So friendly fire is a thing. You can't turn it off. It is a key part of Helldivers and the Helldiver 2 experience. as it was a key part of the Helldivers 1 experience. So watch your fire, watch your teammates, make sure you don't mow them down, but accidents do happen. It's a fun, friendly game. Call in reinforcements from your ship and everything will be fine. Bring them back into the fight. As you do get hit by your teammates' things, you blow up on their minds, never forget that you were out here for democracy, freedom, and justice to take out the automatons and take out the terminoids. So liberating a planet, saving the civilians is key when it comes to the protection of the universe and Super Earth. So when you have these missions on planet, we focus on liberation, we focus on completing operations, and we focus on completing objectives. So looking at your planetary map, when we look at the overall planetary map, we have at this moment of the time of recording this video 2 different factions. We have the terminoids and we have the automatons. Super Earth is our main planet, but on the right hand side we have the terminoids and the left hand side we have the automatons. If you look at the planets there, or the overall sector, right? Section of that sector, then you'll see that some planets have been completely liberated, some planets are not liberated at all, other planets have less liberation than others. Now, when you look at that overall sector, you can see how liberated it is in that individual planet on how liberated that planet is. If you see a green node on your planetary map, in my experience, I've seen that those are friends that you have linked up with. You guys are friends within the Helldivers community, and they are there. You can join on them. Anything that has a chevron is a mission that you can start. In order to go to the next difficulty, you will need to complete a series of chevron based missions that you start to progress, right? So you will need to complete 3 challenging missions in order to get to hard. You'll need to complete 3 hard missions in order to get to suicide or challenging or extreme, whatever comes next after that. So in order to get to the next level, you have to play the previous level. All levels of difficulty in the game matter, anywhere from trivial all the way up to hell dive. So if you're playing on trivial, you're getting used to the game. You move the game up to easy, you get more familiar with add density and build crafting. You go anywhere past that point, you see how I'm snowballing and stacking on top of this. Each one of these levels of difficulty, from the medium to the challenging to the hell dive, they each have a various amount of samples that you can collect, which will play into your progression, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the video. And that progression is going to be how you upgrade your actual ship, your actual destroyer ship. And it's going to affect your stratagems, it's going to affect your support weapon cooldowns, it's going to affect your eagle strikes. And going in here on the lower levels to collect the samples and collecting some of the higher samples is vastly 2 different worlds. You're going to go into the higher missions to collect your samples, upgrade your ship, and possibly, if you're not feeling comfortable with that, probably never go back in there again. But you're going to need those common samples a lot more often than you're going to need those super rare samples. So keep that in mind when it comes to leveling up. Now, when it comes to orders and completing operations, the orders of the operations for the planet, you have major orders, which are located prior to you going into your mission, so you can see the overall group community message on what's going on. And then you also have personal orders that come to you daily, which may be kill 20 hunters, take out 15 sentry walkers, or go in and eliminate 2 bio titans. A lot of these things aren't too difficult for those who have been playing the game since it's been launched, but there's nothing we can't do as a team for Super Earth. Now, operations in its totality, it's going to be really a quick overview, but operations can come from anywhere between eliminating bugs, starting up generators, collecting codes, taking the launch codes back to launch a missile on the enemy. These orders can come in various different things, along with some side quests such as the double up doors or activating the CEAF or the CSEAF strike cannon located on that planet to give you more stratagems. but sometimes your stratagems can get blocked by enemies, and sometimes the enemies will have certain objectives like destroy that mushroom in order to clear out that area so you can see more of the enemy density. So you have the main objectives and additional and the optional objectives, which are located blue, and the main objectives that are located orange within your mission complete screen. So unless that specific side mission has a satellite that goes up that shows everything on the map, you're really going to have to go out there and hunt and look and find for it, and that's part of playing the game. So part of playing the game and having fun, I know that's kind of a foreign thing on the game, well, in most games lately, but having fun in the game is the name of the game. As your progression goes, so does your ship. So collecting those samples, completing objectives, playing with teammates, extracting, making sure everyone extracts is the name of the game, so that you can progress your ship and get more stratagems. As you progress to get more samples, you'll purchase it, and then going into mission, collecting super credits, and upgrading, not upgrading your armor, but getting different armors in the game is also a part of the Helldiver progression. As you collect more medals, the medals that are awarded to you are used within your acquisitions page, which whatever button that is for you on PlayStation, that is holding the square button, going into the War Bond section. The War Bond free progressional track can get you a lot of things, but as you play the game, you can unlock more things in the paid for track, but you can get enough super credits while playing the game in order to buy the paid for track. Now, from the moment that you are locked, cocked, and ready to rock in Helldivers, you're going to see a variety of things that are happening within the community. Some people are being toxic, some people are being extra friendly. It seems like they can't decide on which side of the board that they want to fall in on, but hopefully you find a good squad. You can end up meeting up with some good people, or you can end up meeting up with some bad people. And when it comes to those bad apples in the bunch, don't let that deter you from dealing out democracy and freedom across the galaxy for Super Earth. As going into a game and meeting more better, is that even a right terminology? Meeting helpful Helldivers that want to help you level up, that could power level you, that could explain some things of the game for you, that won't shame you for your build, that won't kick you out of the group for being less than level 50, happens more often than meeting those bad apples within the community. So again, don't let that deter you from playing the game. It's a $40 game. The in-game currency can be earned in-game in order to progress getting more things later. So there's no, for right now, there's no FOMO. There's no fear of missing out when it comes to war bonds. That those war bond pages will continue to expand. You will always need to grind for medals. You will always need common materials. You will always be grinding at some point in the game. Do you have to keep playing this game all the time? No. You can pick it up for a few hours. You can put it down. You can take a break. As far as this video has been recorded, so you can take a break from Helldivers, go play Spider-Man 2, go play something else, come back to Helldivers. It's still going to be fun. Your friends are still going to be here, and you can progress and catch up. There's not really a wall to overcome when it comes to the game, as the primary weapons are extremely weak. The support weapons are good in the right hands. There have been nerfs, there have been buffs, but that should not deter you from trying out new things, trying out new stratagems, trying out different quote-unquote builds in the game, because there's not really a lot of big builds in the game, but there's enough for fun play styles. So as new enemies get introduced into the game and new weapons and new war bonds get put into the game, there's, as far as I know, there's still going to be a lot of fun had with Helldivers 2 from this point and beyond. So I do like to thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hopefully this video was helpful to somebody. Like, share, and send it to a friend who you want to play Helldivers with. And hopefully this video will help them out on understanding what's all going on with the Galactic Warfront against the Automatons, the Terminoids, and hopefully the Illuminate coming in later, and a surprise faction that we may have never seen before between Helldivers 1 and 2. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.
Men and women from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
Join the Helldivers and fight for freedom. Service guarantees democracy across the galaxy.